Italia Plaza to show that they will not be intimidated.
I came because things like that cannot continue. I'm also here to fight for the changes that Chile needs.
President Sebastián Piñera says maintaining public order is now his #1 priority. Rushed the emblematic statue of one of Chile's war heroes, despite efforts by riot police to keep them back. Demonstrators were out by the hundreds, also despite a state of emergency declared at the start of the pandemic, which makes it illegal. Protesters played cat and mouse with police, who are armed with water cannon and tear gas. Earlier, the Attorney General told the President that stronger signals needed to be sent, following death threats against the prosecutor who ordered the arrest of the policeman who is accused of attempted murder for throwing a demonstrator over the bridge.
Most affected provinces, with people being told to stay home. Cases had initially been centred around Buenos Aires, but now 65% of new cases are occurring outside the city. Argentina has confirmed at least 870,000 cases since its outbreak began.
It seems that the problem is no longer in the metropolitan area of Buenos Aires. The problem isn't solved there, but it does seem to be starting to get under control. What is evident is that the problem today surpassed the metropolitan area of Buenos Aires and has now spread throughout Argentina.
The World Health Organization is warning Europe must take decisive action to curb soaring coronavirus infection rates or expect more painful lockdowns. That's as the number of new daily cases worldwide passed 350,000 for the first time.
There are no new answers on that, right? We know what we need to do, and we know that it is a combination of all of those things, and not one of those things by itself addresses all of the issues that we face in this pandemic. And in that sense, I know it's not necessarily what people want to hear, but that is it. It is, though, sad to see many countries in Europe experiencing a rapid rise in cases, and governments do have to take decisive action in order to try and shut down transmission.
Spain's capital, Madrid, is the centre of Europe's coronavirus outbreak with the highest infection rate on the continent. The government has declared a state of emergency to try and contain soaring case numbers. Nearly 5 million people are barred from leaving the city, except for work, school or medical reasons for the next 2 weeks. Italy is seeing the number of its new daily infections surge to levels not seen since March. 5,000 new cases were recorded on Friday. Italy was the first country in Europe to enter lockdown when the pandemic began. And in France, the number of infections has risen by more than 20,000. That's the highest rate since the pandemic began. Hospitals in Paris have moved into emergency mode after a spike in the number of patients in intensive care. Now, the pandemic has forced hospitals in the UK to drastically reduce services for cancer. The UK government is being warned that tens of thousands more lives will be lost unless it does more to reduce a backlog of screening and treatment. Andrew Simmons has more from Manchester.
How long will I be on chemo for? However long it works for.
Kelly Smith's magnetic personality brought people together on social media, sharing a zest for life.
The cancer she had could not be cured. The chemotherapy was life-extending. And at her age, especially when she's got a 6-year-old son, every day is precious.
The death of his daughter with his grandson left behind led Craig to organise a campaign pressurising the UK government to do more about cancer care.